I want to tell you now about a stamp that behind the scene. Most of the stamp that I made, it's a competition between the philatelic service gives a mikraz, like a how do you say this? Like a team, give it to a team to compete. Maybe 5 or 10 designers they select, and they give them the subject. The subject, for instance, this time was Gush Katif. 30 years after the Gush Katif expulsion, I say it.
And destruction.
I say destruction. They gave us from the philatelic service. They came to me. It was not a competition between artists. It was straight only to me, because they knew that I'm connected with this, and I'm familiar with the subject. And
your son was
yes, and that's why they came to me, and they say, but make something that 30 years of the hitnachalut, something good, But I said, what is good? It was expulsion. It was a year or two after. It was a year after the expulsion of Gush Katif. And this was that they came to me, and they asked to do the stamp of 30 years of, how they call it, Hityashvut beGush Katif. 30 years of settlement in Gush Katif. This was the subject. So what I made, it was something like this, and it was very, very not, they kept in secret the whole thing. They said even, don't send it by mail, and do not talk about the telephone. We'll send to you somebody who will give you instructions, maybe. And I met some people to instructions, but personally it was made very, very secretly. They wanted to keep it secretly. So he came to me, and so I was familiar with the subject, because my son was there, of course, and I was there many times. And we were sitting, and after I made the sketch, I made with this, and they said okay, and they sent it to the Minister of Stamp of the Tikshoret. It was from Shas. I don't remember his name. He was the Minister of the Tikshoret. Of course, the stamp, and he has to sign, the last word, the assurance, approval from his word. And he said, okay. And I was by that time, I came from Tel Aviv by a train, and I saw in Haaretz suddenly a yediah, a news that a political stamp came out about Gush Katif, and with the orange string, with the orange. This was the symbol of Gush Katif. And how come they doing this? It was a whole commentary, and in the news in Haaretz. And at the same time, I was surprised. How come it get to the Haaretz? Because it was kept in secret, because it was not published yet. It was in sketches. And right away, I got a phone call from the stamp, from the philatelic service manager, and he said, "Hey, did you tell anybody, or what? How come it was published in Haaretz, and they want to stop it, the whole thing, because it was published?" And I said, "No, I didn't tell anybody. I was not." And so how come they knew about this? Because nobody shouldn't know, because it was until published, really. And they said, "I don't know." And they said, "Oh, I suspect that you were the one who," and they were very mad at me. And they said, "Maybe you can change the orange string, the orange seret hakatom. Maybe you can change it at least to another color." So I said, "Okay, no problem. I will change it to you if you want." Because you said you made here also they wanted to show only the nice thing, that they grew tomatoes, and they had chalutzim, and they made, and they said, just at least made if you can, not to put this like a tear, like a tearing, like a kriya. It's bad, and also the yellow, it's political, the orange. so change it. So I said, no problem, I will change it. So I changed, what color you want? And they said, what color? Any color you want, just not orange. So I said, you want blue? I made a blue. And I sent them a sketch with the blue or with the blue string. And they said, okay, we'll make it blue. And they said it again to the minister, Atias was his name, שר התקשורת. And the שר התקשורת said, no, I want the same one that I proved already, orange. So they felt very bad. And they sent it to me, all the arrows that I'm the blame to, and then I problem with this, because now from the left wing of the, in the country, it's all of this, on the publicity, they said, what, they are putting out political stamps, it's wrong. And what is this, to be more pro-התנחלות, pro-settlement? And they were very mad at me. So in the end, they suddenly had the knowledge that the approval of the stamp, right away, the publisher who put it out, it was not me, it was by before they knew it, it was by the head of the communication minister, Atias, who made it public to the newspapers, to all the communication. And he published it, and that's how we got to all the communication, to this. So they were very, very mad at me. So at least maybe, and you did this like all the name or this logo like I did. Oh, here is the other sketches that I made. Here is with the blue string. You can see the blue string that I made, but the minister didn't want this. They want the original one. So, and for a year they didn't give me to be in the competitions, because most of the time, all the stamps, except this one, they make it by, they give the subject to a group of competitors, of artists, and to compete. And usually I don't win the competition. Sometimes I win, but this time it was specially for me, they gave it. So I win without this. This is behind the scene. Another story to tell you, but they were very mad at me.
But when they found out that it wasn't you, did they apologize?
Yeah, after this also, they were still mad at me, because you put all kind of signs behind that we didn't know. It's very dangerous to put this sign, this Kseret Katom. It's the symbol of the התנחלות.
But the stamp was well received, and then
Atias received it.